क्या एक जवान लड़का और एक जवान लड़की दोस्त हो सकते हैं? एक लड़का लड़की कभी दोस्त नहीं होते। ये तो एक पर्दा है, पर्दा। कपकपाती हुई रातों में धड़कते हुए दिलों की भड़कती हुई आग को बुझाने का, छुपाने का। So, Neelima, what do you think?
I have a question, Bharat. Do they say sorry and thank you to each other? If not, then they both can be friends because they follow the basic usool of Dosti. No sorry,
No
no thank you.
sorry, no thank you. Indeed. Friends, that is, of course, one of the most iconic and memorable lines from the movie Maine Pyar Kiya, the biggest blockbusters of the 80s in Hindi cinema, and the topic of today's podcast. Remember that feeling? The theater goes dark, the first note of music hits, and for the next 3 hours, nothing else matters. Now imagine rewatching those films with your best friend, pausing, rewinding, and arguing about whether that scene was genius or completely ridiculous. That's us. Hello, friends. I'm Bharath. This is Neelima, and welcome to After the Interval,
Interval ke baad.
the rewatchable podcast where we discuss and debate the most iconic super hit movies of Indian cinema, because the best part of any movie isn't the movie, it's always the conversation after. So our first segment, it's called Zamana Kya Kehta Hai, where Neelima and I will just set the stage for you all in terms of what was happening in 1989. I mean, Neelima, 1989 is a crazy year in the history of the world. Tiananmen Square happens in June. The Berlin Wall falls in November. Rajiv Gandhi loses elections to VP Singh. The era of coalition politics begins in India. And then, of course, in November 89, a 16-year-old called Sachin Ramesh Tendulkar makes his debut in Karachi, Pakistan. What's happening in the entertainment world then?
Yeah. And we both were in 10th grade, which is a momentous year for us too, personally.
That's right.
On the entertainment front, yeah, we had some cool new TV series that were taking off. I think Fauji had just been telecast in a year before in 1988 and introduced SRK to the world. As a family, we all fell in love with SRK. And in 1989, there was one more serial, Dusra Keval, which was also a great series for him. And a year before, we had QSQT that released, which kind of marked an end of all the violent and dark movies that were the norm back then. So it set the stage for soft romantic movies to come back in trend with great music. So many can say it paved the way for Maine Pyar Kiya's success. And yeah, that's what was happening in TV and Bollywood as far as I can remember.
So by that time, by the way, friends, this is why Neelima is my co-host. She is a movie encyclopedia. This is going to be so much fun. By the time you've seen Salman in 89, you've already seen King Khan in a couple of shows. The yellow-shirted Amir, you've seen the year before in QSQT. So, first impressions about Bhaijan in 89.
Yeah, he wasn't Bhaijan back then. He was, just the boy next door, like a, pure boyish charm and charisma. So what was there, I mean, not to like about Salman? We all liked him. But my heart always beat for Amir because he was that, quintessential, cute chocolate boy kind of thing. But Salman was, the naughty and approachable, more approachable kind of guy. Kind of like what Shah Rukh did on television, Salman did in Bollywood.
I just came from the era where it was Sridevi and Jayaprada and Tofa and Jitendra. And we used to always joke as teenagers, Jayaprada ya Sridevi, Jayaprada ya Sridevi. And then, boom. I mean, Tezab, QSQT, and Maine Pyar Kiya all happen within like 12, 18 months of each other, right?
Yeah.
So
yeah, absolutely.
Let me just say this. As a teenage boy, it was an amazing time
Oh, yeah.
because you would have posters of Madhuri first, and then Juhi Chawla, hum, all the little things that she does. I think of the three, my heart, my biggest crush was definitely Bhagyashree.
Bhagyashree.
No
Okay.
doubt. Just
Okay.
and I think some of that is when after Divya Bharati had that great run and then she passed away, right? Like it's the Divya Bharati syndrome of you're there for a period and then you're gone. We don't ever see
Yeah.
you on screen again.
Yeah.
So
That elusive nature adds to the charm, I
that
believe.
crush has remained,
Yeah. Yeah. In
right?
your mind, she's always that Suman.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Call Babuji and this and that. So,
Yeah. Yeah.
so,
Yeah.
uh,
I understand. Yeah. Totally. Totally. But what a innings Salman had after that. I mean, from, boy next door Prem, lovable Prem to, heartthrob of many people.
yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, Nilima, tell us, our next segment is called Pehla Nasha. Tell us a little bit about Maine Pyar Kiya.
Yeah. So about Maine Pyar Kiya, it released, like you mentioned, on December 29th, 1989. And it was not just a debut for Salman and Bhagyashree, but also for Sooraj Barjatya. This movie kind of revived Rajshri Productions, which was, under severe losses since a long time. They were a little cautious releasing MPK with only 29 prints. But that tiny release exploded by word of mouth to 1,000 prints. And, it became the highest grossing Bollywood movie in the entire 1980s. The budget was just 2 crores, but I believe the box office, it earned 40 crores and saved Rajshri Productions.
Yeah, I had to look it up, and it was the biggest hit of the 80s by far. I mean, 80s had some amazing movies, right? I mean, just 88, we talked Tezab. Amitabh makes his comeback with Shahenshah, QSQT, but even with all of those, it was by far. And then, of course, we haven't talked, we'll definitely cover this in the Gana Bajao section, but who can forget the unforgettable voice of SPB? And he had sung in Hindi movies before, but makes this iconic turn singing for Salman, right?
Salman. He became the voice of Salman in the early years. And
Yep,
it was so fresh, so new and so fresh.
absolutely. I actually had to look up, I did some research on this on IMDb. Nilima, just an insane career arc, right? He has had hits in the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now 2020s, even though the star has faded a little bit. But
Faded a little bit.
let me
Yeah.
just cover a few movies, okay? Maine Pyar Kiya, Sajan, Hum Aapke Hain Kaun, Andaz Apna Apna, Karan Arjun, Judwa, and then ends the 90s with Hum Dil De Chuke Sanam. The 2000s compared to the 90s, a little bit of, and he also had Tere Naam in the
Tere Naam.
90s,
Yeah, Tere Naam.
right?
Yeah.
Bhagban, and there are a few other movies, but nothing crazy in the 2000s. And this amazing comeback in the 2010 decade, Dabang, Ekta Tiger, Bajrangi Bhaijaan, Sultan, and Tiger Zinda Hai, right? And then, of course, the 2020s so far, nothing crazy. He's had a few hits with Pathan, Tiger 3, but these all seem to be cameos versus anything major.
One thing I admire Salman for is he was always game for doing cameos in other heroes' movies, and he never seemed to take himself too seriously. He doesn't have insecurity about, starring with Shah Rukh or Amir, and where he would take, the not so popular role sometimes. But he went with it, and I guess that's why he's Bhaijan, he's everybody's favorite.
That's a great point because for all the controversies about Salman and his personality being difficult to work with, Sajan was with Sanjay Dutt,
Sanjay Dutt, yeah.
right? Okay, Hum Aapke Hai Kaun, we have to do a rewatchable on that one for
Oh
sure.
yeah, yeah.
Right? Andaz Apna Apna, coming very soon, folks. That is an all-time classic. But Amir Khan,
Amir
Karan
Khan.
Arjun, Shah Rukh Khan, Hum Dil De Chuke Hain Sanam, you can argue, you can debate, but that was Aishwarya's big movie, right? So
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
always been very comfortable. So had the self-confidence about sharing space with other heroes, which you can't really say too much for either Shah Rukh or Amir,
Or
right?
you don't hear. Yeah, yeah. And he never shied away from doing even small cameos as well. I mean, something like Kuch Kuch Hota Hai. When everyone else said no, Salman was there. Even for a movie like, I think, Fir Milenge with Revati, he was there when, I mean, he didn't shy away from playing an AIDS patient when everyone else said no. So, yeah, that's one thing. I think he's a dosto ka dost, yaro ka yar.
Truly, truly, right? And just the ability to stand and withstand Bollywood across so many decades and just have these ups and downs and to be able to craft a career. And then Bhagyashree, of course, largely a one and done. We were all so desperate to get her back on screen that we convinced her husband to make a movie with her,
Absolutely. And I mean,
right?
and thankfully it flopped and so they didn't continue anymore.
They did not continue it. Sooraj Barjatya, of course, revised Rajashri with, I mean, I don't know that his movies age that well, right?
Mhm.
Like
Yeah.
all the Sanskari stuff in 2026, I'm not quite sure
Yeah.
they'll
Yeah.
age that well, but I mean, you cannot. Maine Pyar Kiya, Hum Aapke Hai Kaun, and Hum Saath
हम
Saath
साथ
Hai
साथ हैं. Mhm.
are a 1, 2, 3 that can compete with any director's uh, three back-to-back
Trilogies.
movies,
Yes. Yes.
trilogies,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. And Maine Pyar Kiya is a little special. It's, I mean, some parts of it still feel fresh because Suraj was only 23 when he wrote the story. So he was very young and his outlook was different. It seems he wrote the script in English. So, I mean, it reflects his sensibilities at that age. So the movie is not, too sanskari with everyone, the whole family sitting and praying together or things like that.
Oh yeah, that's a good point because it was quite modern for its time, right? And the movie, and it's such a great movie to start the first episode of this podcast. And we call the podcast After the Interval because the movie is definitely a tale of two halves,
Yeah.
right? The
Yeah.
first half is fun and we'll definitely get into it. And the second half is much more traditional Bollywood. Let's do our next segment. This we call Baki Sab First Class, where we compare the movie with the other movies released around that time. So, Nilima, 1989,
Amazing.
blockbuster year for Indian
Amazing
movies.
year for Bollywood. Yeah. What? Ram Lakhan, Chandni, Chalbaz, Parinda, Tride. Amazing movies that Maine Pyar Kiya the year Maine Pyar Kiya was released. And I mean, it towered over all of those movies as well.
I mean, let's go through that. Your Maine Pyar Kiya beat Ram Lakhan, which is prime Anil Kapoor and Jackie Shroff. Chandni and Chalbaz. We
Chalbaz.
have to do I mean, we may do just
Definitely.
1989 is got so much going on,
Yeah, it's a
right?
gold mine. Yeah, yeah.
Even amongst all that, you have Maine Pyar Kiya, biggest grosser of the 80s, beats them all handily, wins the most Filmfare awards. So, what do you think is the secret sauce, Nilima? Why did Maine Pyar Kiya do so well?
The freshness of the cast. Salman, Bhagyashree, fresh pair, new director, fresh outlook. And I think a good balance between tradition and modern values. What else? Great music. You can't, I mean, the music was, yeah, outstanding.
I think yes, the freshness, the music, the young cast, all of those for sure. But I think there were a couple of things as I rewatched the movie that stood out for me. One was the interpersonal dynamics
Mhm.
are really, really unique,
Yes, yes. They were
right?
hotcake. They were hotcake from all the movies that came till then. Total agree.
Until then, it
Mm.
was usually even QSQT, right? Like you have the hero and the heroine, but around them is the same old family
Exactly.
drama
Yeah.
feud.
Mhm.
But this one, Salman and Rima Lagu,
Absolutely.
mother, son, right? Father, son, Salman and his dad, right? And then, I mean, Lakshmikant Berde
Yeah.
plays
Props,
such
props, big props to him. Yeah.
big props,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I think for me, the interpersonal dynamics was definitely one reason. Uh, the second reason, and this is a Sooraj Barjatya special, kabutar ja, ja,
कबूतर जा 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 कबूतर जा जा जा
I mean, yes,
The kabutar. Yes.
it's so
Kabutar factor.
corny. It's so corny. It did not age well. I get it, but kabutar in Maine Pyar Kiya and the
Huh.
dog in Hum Aapke Hai
Ab hum
Kaun,
keh
right?
kaun. Yeah.
People forget, but that little kabutar it pushes Monish Behl off the cliff.
Because he remembers that this is the guy that shot me earlier.
Right? So I think that narrative where the kabutar is through the movie just is weird and interesting in its own way. I think another reason is all the dressing, the white
Yes.
dress,
Yes. Yes.
the
Yeah.
friend's cap. Nilma, tell me, did you buy the white dress? Did you buy the friend cap?
I didn't buy the white dress, but I certainly bought the front cap and wore it just once, and somebody saw me wearing it and made fun of me. That was the end of it. One of my embarrassing moments that I look back fondly now.
Hey, to be a teenager
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to have
young and
fun that way.
foolish. Yeah.
Indeed. But so I mean, that dress probably, I mean, then you had all the other movies, Madhuri with her dress, iconic dresses, Devdas, iconic dresses, and all of that. But MPK was probably the first movie where the props, the dresses, and when we get to the music, the cap,
Salman's jacket was cool too. I mean,
Salman's jacket.
did you want to buy a jacket like that? And you, did it appeal to
I
you?
did, but I couldn't have afforded. That looked like a very nice jacket, and it was nice to see it on him. So I think there was a little bit of that clothing, dress sense, the props. For me, those are some additional reasons why I thought MPK was unique. But the biggest thing for me that stands out is the differentiator for me was all in the first half, all those, even Salman with Aloknath, right? The relationship and how Aloknath comes around and then tells him in the end that, he doesn't want to put him through any more of these tests. So I think those are some of the reasons why I thought the movie stood out. All right. Which of course brings us to
Gana bajao.
the next Gana Bajao, our next segment. So Nilma, I am going to let you cover all the songs, but I had to look Ram Lakshman up. Okay. I'm like, who, who are these guys? Right. And a very fascinating story. So apparently they've been around since the 70s. It's a musical duo. One guy is called Vijay Patil. And he used to play music under the name Lakshman. Okay. So he had a friend whose name was Surendra. So they went with this, Ram Lakshman, the Ram Lakshman duo. Unfortunately, and I mean, so much credit to Lakshman Vijay Patil for doing this. Surendra passes away, I think almost as soon as they signed their first movie. Okay.
Oh, okay.
But Vijay Patil says, you know what, like we started this group together. And so he makes movies with the same Ram Lakshman title, makes over 200 movies, Hindi, Bhojpuri, Gujarati, in all different languages. I looked up his filmography, only 4 names I can remember, maybe
Le-
5.
Let me guess. Maine
Yes,
Pyar Kiya.
please.
हम
Please.
आपके है कौन, हम साथ साथ है. Did he do Prem and Suman as well?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I have to check. I mean, I
Okay.
don't. Pattar Ke Phool,
Okay. Okay.
Pattar Ke Phool, and 100 Days were the only movies I could recollect. So, what an amazing graph, right? Makes 200 movies. Nobody knows them for like 196 of those. And for like 4 movies, just, I mean, amazing music, just a blockbuster. All right. Time for tell us about the songs.
Yeah. So, Aate Jate, the title
Yeah.
song, which was a copy of Stevie Wonder's I Just Called to Say.
No New Year's Day to celebrate.
Then I Am Awesome Dosti ka sweet little song.
Oh, I love that
yeah,
song.
yeah.
I am awesome, dosti ka.
Then the playful Aja Sham Hone Aayi. I love that.
Great
too.
song. Yeah.
And the Antakshari, it was a new feature in that movie that just took off, and Antakshari became a staple feature in many weddings after that.
भाई साधो बात कहूँ मैं खरी ए दुनिया एक नंबरी तो मैं 10 नंबरी हम तो तेरे आशिक हैं सदियों पुराने.
That Antakshari is also a very standout portion of the movie, right? It's long.
Yeah. But it doesn't feel that way. And the way each song is placed, it's like a question answer kind of Antakshari, which just adds to the appeal. And
Yes.
yeah. And iconic Dil Deewana. Okay, quick question. Do you like the male version or the female version more? Female
I mean,
version. I like the female version.
Here's the thing. The female version was sung by Lata Mangeshkar.
Lata Mangeshkar.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, like, nobody can argue if somebody says, if somebody likes a Lata song, like, you can't argue. But for me, I am partial to the male version because it comes towards the end of the movie. And just big SPB fan, of course. So I just thought it was refreshingly different. And SPB sang that after the movie at a few awards shows. It just feels very pure and fresh and different, Neelima.
दिल दीवाना बिन सजना के माने ना ये पगला है समझाने से समझे ना.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. And then the Mere Rang Mein Rangne Wali, which is which was a favorite of every boy probably at
Oh
that
my
time.
God.
Uh-huh.
Oh my God. Yes.
मेरे सवालों का जवाब दो ना.
Yeah, and that was a copy of Final Countdown. And not that we minded.
No. We didn't know any better, right?
We didn't
I
know.
knew because I was into a little bit of English music back then. But I mean, you finished the list. I want to go back to this song. I have some thoughts about this song.
Okay. And then, the lesser known, the title song of Maine Pyar Kiya and Kahe To Se Sajna Ve, which, they were popular back then as well. So this is a list of the songs. Yes, please go ahead, share your thoughts.
So again, after the interval ke baad, the movie is really a tale of two halves because the interval happens right after Mere Rang Mein Rangne Wali. By then, all the iconic songs are done. The freshness of the movie is done. I have a couple of thoughts about Mere Rang Mein Rangne Wali. First thing is, one of the nice things about Salman in the movie, and I know it's not going to age that well, is this balance he strikes from the beginning of the movie, where he's quite modern, but he also has all these traditional Indian values, right? He comes from the US, doesn't smoke, doesn't drink.
Mhm.
There
He
is this.
smokes. I think he smokes, Bharat, because they
Oh,
they
that's right. He doesn't smoke publicly.
publicly, yeah, yeah. I mean, once his friend tells him not to
Correct.
smoke, he stops after that. Okay.
That's
Yeah,
right. That's
yeah, yeah,
right.
yeah.
But then there is that cute scene where Suman gets injured and he has to apply some balm on her shin and he closes his eyes and then she says, Prem, आप आंखें खोल सकते हो.
कुछ बोलोगी नहीं सुमन?
प्रेम,
हाँ?
तुम आंखें खोल सकते हो?
क्यों?
It all sets up to this song. I mean, the song is a super duper mega hit in English, very well written in Hindi. The lyrics are great, but just this tension between them, right? He shows her all these different dresses, and then there is this very Western dress, which I mean, in 2026, nobody would think
Blink.
twice about
Yeah.
blink an eye, yeah, about wearing something like that. But this was a good 35 years ago. And so she wears it, but Sooraj Barjatya does the shot from the back. So we don't really get to see it. So the song, it's on a terrace, um, just extremely well done. What are your favorite songs from the movie?
I would say Aja Sham Hone Aayi because of the banter between them, and then he's waiting for her and she's trying to get away from the house, and that, and the Antakshari song,
Yeah.
for the unique way in which she finally tells him that she loves him, and Dil Diwana. Yeah,
Yeah.
these are my favorites.
Yeah, I think Dil Deewana by SPB and Aja Sham Hone Aayi, and then of course Mere Rang Mein Rangne Wali. The nice or the fun thing about that actually, Sri Devi goddess, right? She does Chandni, she does Chalbas, and of course the final song of the Antakshari is also hers
Also her song. Yeah.
from Mr. India, right? So I mean the music was absolutely sensational. 10 million cassettes sold, and it
Wow.
was, yeah, I mean, just we all had that tape, right?
Yes, yes. Yeah.
An absolutely terrific album. So the next segment is called Kismat Ka Khel. This is our quick casting what if segments. So Neelima, do you think Maine Pyar Kiya would have worked if Juhi and Amir had done MPK as their second movie after QSQT?
Maybe not as well as it worked with Salman and Bhagyashree, because the fresh pairing definitely added to it, and also at that point Amir had the image of cute chocolate boy, whereas this movie required somebody naughty, somebody playful. At that point Amir still didn't have that image, so I think Amir would not have been a good choice for this movie. Whereas
What
with
about Shah Rukh? Can you see Shah Rukh?
Yeah, I can absolutely see Shah Rukh in this movie. He wasn't in Bollywood by then; he was still on TV. But I can absolutely see Shah Rukh in this movie because that's kind of like a tailor-made role for him. What are your thoughts?
This is so hard. I actually think that Shah Rukh could have done it, no doubt. I don't think Amir would have worked
Yeah,
because, to your point, I think the Salman just brought a freshness and also an innocence to that role, right? There is a playful banter. We'll talk about that in the seeti maar segment. But I think my take is it may have worked with, I don't know that it would have worked with Juhi Chawla. It may have worked with,
May have worked. Yeah,
have worked with another debutante, Ravina Tandon, maybe not. But I think it was just a fantastic debut vehicle for those two, right? And the other thing I think about is, did the story come first, or did Suraj already have a debut vehicle in mind for these two? I always wonder that. If you think about all the Bollywood debuts that have happened, right? You have Beta with Sunny Deol, you have Hero with Jackie Shroff, you of course have QSQT with Amir Khan, then you have, of course, Salman's big debut. You have Love Story with Kumar Gaurav, right?
Yeah.
And then the biggest debut of them all is still 11 years away with Ritik, which we need to do.
Yes. Yes.
But I, I, it almost feels like this perfect debut vehicle, right? In the sense that there was, yes, Suraj was writing the story, but he probably was writing the story with a fresh pair in mind.
Yes, I don't think he had Salman in mind because I think he tried many people before he zeroed in on Salman. And in fact, I read somewhere Salman was so naive back then. He was like, I may not be right for this role. Why don't you try this guy? And it seems he kept sending other guys to Suraj to screen test. But Suraj loved Salman, and the rest is history.
Absolutely. So I don't think fresh faces were required. I don't think the movie could have worked with anybody we knew. I think the freshness of the characters was a big part of that. All right, so let's go to our final segment. This we call the seeti, maar segment of the show. So Neelima, you go first. We'll do
Okay.
3 favorite scenes from the movie. What
Okay.
was your first one?
Keeping in mind the mother son relation and everything, but my first top favorite was the banter between Suman and Prem. Even though Suman came from a small town, but she held her own against Prem. I mean, there was an equal relationship there. Even though Prem is a NRA or foreign returned, but I mean Suman was always an equal. So when Prem is waiting for Suman to tell him that she loves him, but Suman is just delaying the fact, and so finally she says, "So तुम्हारे mood ठीक करने के लिए मैं कुछ बोलूं?" And she says, "I love," and then stops after that. And Prem is like, "I love what?" And अभी mood नहीं है. That's my top favorite.
बहुत नाराज हूँ हमसे बात नहीं करोगे
नहीं अभी मूड नहीं है
आपका मूड ठीक करने के लिए हम कुछ कहें
हमें किसी से कुछ नहीं सुनना
I love
I love what?
अभी मूड नहीं है
I think for me, one of my favorite scenes is the mother-son banter. And it happens in quick succession, right? Salman goes to her first and said, "Ma, मेरे लिए लड़की ढूंढो, मिनी मिडी पहननी चाहिए, वो ये है, वो है, वो एटम बॉम्ब है, ये है, वो है," right? And Rima Lagu is like perfect for this.
Perfect.
Within like 10 minutes, right? She figures out that these two he's falling in love, he's in love with her. So she goes back to his room and she's like, क्या एक लड़की छीलेगी? हाँ माँ छीलेगी. So
नहीं
just
तो चिल्लाएंगे, हाँ.
exactly. So that banter is amazing.
माँ लड़की तो वो हो जो शलवार कमीज चूड़ीदार वगैरह बिल्कुल ना पहने तो सिर्फ जीन्स स्कर्ट्स मिडीज मिनीज
लेकिन बेटा ऐसी लड़की घर का कामकाज थोड़ी ही करेगी मटर थोड़े ही छिलेगी
क्यों नहीं छिलेगी आंटी जी जरूर छिलेगी क्यों छिलेगी ना
हाँ छिलेगी
And I think you made a great point. I just want to, before we go to the next scene, revisit that, which is Rima Lagu and Suman both, even though they were traditional in many ways, there was, to your point, a confidence with both of them, which was new for Hindi movies.
so
if you
new.
watch it,
Yes, absolutely.
if you watch it closely, right? Like Rima Lagu stands her own, and we probably will cover, if we don't cover it, we want to talk about that scene too. But those two women definitely held their own against the men in the movie. My second favorite scene from the movie is just Prem's overall character. I talked about this earlier, but just, he has this balance from the beginning of being traditional versus modern. He's racing cars with his dad, but he's very kind with, his mom. He has all the chichoropan of a young, energetic, rich kid, but he's also got all of these traditional values. And it's kind of nice to have that, to rewatch it and be like, that was
Yeah.
cute back then.
Yeah, it was cute. It was cute. I agree. The scene we were talking about, the way Rima Lagu supports Salman when Salman is going to get Suman home, even though her husband opposes it and asks her to make him see reason. She just gives him shagun ke kangan and says, and when he says, "Ma, main sahi hu na," and so she gives him all her support and blessings.
कौशल्या, इसके पहले कि मैं और कोई कदम उठाऊं, इसे रोको। इसने अपने बाप की इज्जत तो नहीं रखी, कम से कम अपनी माँ की ममता की लाज तो रखेगा।
वो जब यहाँ थी तब मैं उसे नहीं पहना सकी। जब तू मेरी बहू से मिले तो मेरी ओर से शगुन के कंगन उसे पहना देना।
माँ, मैं सही हूँ ना माँ?
And that was something so new and fresh. Until then we had moms like Nirupa Roy who were always crying or emotional, but here she is, Rima Lagu, young, fresh, and just telling her son, go for it, you're right, and just helping him achieve his love. So that's one scene I still love. That scene, still love watching that scene.
Yeah, no, it's an amazing scene. Because that's the first time where the mom is going against the
Against
dad
the dad. Yeah.
and telling the son, go for it, like you said, right? My favorite scene, I think it's a couple of these songs and the way they've been picturized. You mentioned this earlier, Aja Sham Hone Aayi, and then Mere Rang Mein Rangne Wali, right? What I liked about those two songs was, before it's this dream sequence, there's a scene, and next thing you know, they're off to Switzerland singing some crazy song, right? But especially Aja Sham Hone is so contextual. He's just waiting outside.
So
The
cute.
lyrics are
Yeah.
back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. Antakshari, same thing. The lyrics are back and forth, back and forth. And then, of course, Mere Rang Mein Rangne Wali. Like, if the audience hasn't figured this out yet,
Yeah.
I have a thing for that song. So I think just the songs happened in the context of the movie without, of course, Dil Deewana, of course, is a dream sequence. I get it. But these songs were very much within the movie, which was kind of refreshing at that time. This movie is definitely a tale of two halves. I mean, the first half, all the songs, and some of the songs, Neelima, are like back to back to back, right?
Yeah.
She says, Kabutar Ja, he comes home, then Aja Sham Hone Aayi, they do that, then Antakshari, then Dil Deewana, then Mere Rang
Mere
Mein,
Rang Mein, I know.
all within like 40 minutes or 45 minutes. Then the interval happens, and frankly, nobody remembers the second half songs except for that little Dil Deewana
Dil
duet they
Deewana.
do in the
Yes.
temple
Yes.
with the crazy step.
I know. The second half didn't quite measure up to the first half, but then I think considering the time it was made in, we have to give them some leeway. Towards the end, when he, when he tries to earn the money that Aloknath wants him to, and then Monish Bell thwarts that attempt, he's like, no, I'll go again, I'll do it again, and then finally Aloknath agrees. So that was, I think it didn't age so well, but still, I think it was
It's
okay
okay.
for that time. Yeah.
I agree. It was okay. I mean, yes, the second half and the fight scenes at the end, they are like throwing water balloons at each other. I mean, it's like the
Yeah.
second half is not aging that well, to your point, but overall, an amazing movie, came at the right time, launched some amazing careers, right? Salman, top 5 hero in the history of Bollywood, arguably. Sanskari Babu, Sooraj Barjatya, and SPB singing for Salman and in Hindi movies.
And the
And just
era of
music becoming,
romance. Yes.
yes, romance and music. Just that the ushering in of a different era that Shah Rukh Khan completely capitalizes on, which we'll talk about very soon. So, all right, folks, that is, by the way, I think Maine Pyar Kiya 100% rewatchable.
Yes.
Neelima, would you agree?
Yes, agree. Totally agree. Yeah.
Yes, if you don't want to sit, and it's a long movie, friends, it's almost 3 hours, but the first 2 hours, absolutely rewatchable. In our next episode, Neelima and I will rewatch and debate one of our favorite movies. A teaser here. Nalayak, Adharmi, Durachari, Mamachari, Bhrashtachari.
बोलो सॉरी
Bol sorry.
अमेरिका का
ओए।
लोग खाता कम है और फेंकता ज्यादा है
Thoda khao, thoda
बड़ा
feka.
फेक
And one of the most iconic roles in the history of Indian cinema. Neelima and I both agree. So, Oy Arjun Singh, we are going to cover that in the next episode. In the meantime, if you have suggestions or if you have a request for a movie we should feature, please reach us at aftertheintervalpodcast at gmail.com. Alvida, thank you all for listening.